Welcome to The Good with Dr. Joe. And here is Dr. Joe to my right.
Hello guys, Miss No, welcome back. And hello guys, welcome back to our podcast, The Good with Dr. Joe. Right now it's live Eastern, 12 noon, 9 a.m. Pacific. What's going on in London?
I believe it's 5 o'clock and that would be party time in London.
Party time, you're actually right. That is party time, or what's the word for it? Happy hour.
Happy hour.
Yeah. Hello guys, how you doing? We are so excited to be here today. It's springtime. You know, springtime is a great time of the year. There's a lot of things that's going on. People cleaning out their closets. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Spring.
Spring is a time of new life.
Yes.
You know, you got new leaves coming out,
Uh-huh.
flowers blooming,
Yeah.
grass is getting green.
Yeah.
New life there's a lot of. That's when horses usually bring forth their young, the foals.
Wow.
Calving season this spring when you have newborn calves. Lambs is a time for spring. And birds lay their eggs in the springtime.
What?
And you know, the little birds break out when the weather gets warmer. So spring is a truly a time of new life
That's
in
good.
nature. And that's when we come out of our shells.
Yes.
You know, we come out of the house and start enjoying the sunshine and mowing the yard.
And sometimes you see a lot of sisters sometimes show up with only God knows when, you know.
A lot of what?
A lot of sisters, a lot of women, you know, come out with all kind of spring dresses and all that.
Oh, women.
You know. Yeah.
Well,
You know,
they're getting ready.
ladies.
They get ready for Easter.
Easter, okay.
You know,
Okay.
you can have a new outfit for
Yeah,
Easter.
we should talk about Easter next week.
Yeah, Easter will be next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about Easter next
Mhm.
week. That would be great. Yeah. So what does you have for us for spring? What makes spring interesting?
Well, this might not be interesting to anyone, but it'd be good for you for trivia. If you ever
Mhm.
play trivia, some
Yeah.
of this stuff will
Yeah,
come up.
absolutely.
Spring began on March the 20th, ends on June 20th, and we have equinox, the vernal equinox on March 20th. And Joe, read that to us so people know what it is.
Yeah, right here, this is saying that the vernal equinox are the two moments in the year when the sun is exactly above the equator and day and night are actually equal length.
That's
the day
really
and
an
night
interesting
equal.
thing. Yeah, it's only one time a year.
Wow. And also either of the 2 points in the sky where the ecliptic and the celestial equator intersect.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So that's when the spring, naturally
Mhm.
starts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that coincide? Does that coincide with the time change? Is that what the time is?
Well,
with the
yeah,
time change?
because they moved it up this year. You
Yes.
know, it started earlier,
Mhm.
and we went into daylight savings
Mhm.
time. And did we do that on March 20th?
I
don't
think
remember.
so. It was last Sunday.
Last time. That's right. It was.
It was last Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that time change, but nobody asked my opinion.
Well-
They never asked my opinion about anything.
Well,
I don't know why that is.
well, you go ahead and tell them, say, this is what you ought to be doing.
Yeah. Please ask my opinion the next time.
What is it get for us?
And you know, days are getting longer. And here's something I found interesting. From December 21st. Now
Mhm.
get this,
Mhm.
because that's still wintertime.
Mhm.
From December 21st to June 21st,
Mhm.
you have 1 minute earlier of sunrise every day, and 1 minute later of sunset.
Wow.
So
So,
the days begin to increase
I see.
in December 21st until June 21st.
Wow. That's interesting.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because you don't notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I begin to notice, I'm turning my lights on later. I don't know if everybody notices that or not. I don't like a dark room. So as it gets a little dusky,
Yeah.
you know, I'm turning on lights.
Yeah.
Then people are out. The sun comes out.
Mhm.
You get more vitamin D. You know, the sun worshipers start laying out. And here in Atlanta, I've seen people being able to use their pools in May. We have whoever's out there listening who doesn't live in Atlanta, we have a wonderful climate here.
Yes.
You can use a pool probably from May until sometimes October.
Yes, I think that's true. Georgia is one of the few states that have the 4 seasons.
Mhm.
A lot of other states don't have the 4 seasons, so I think that's a blessing.
Well, even though
Mhm.
you can use that pool longer,
Mhm.
we still have the 4 seasons. I've had my air conditioning on Christmas Day.
Wow.
That's been several years ago.
Yeah, that's not going to be a white Christmas.
No.
If your air conditioning
No,
is
it's
on.
not.
A white Christmas. But anyway, guys, as we continue, I want to let you know where you can catch us. We are on YouTube. Is hashtag The Good with Dr. Joe. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Instagram, like we're doing now. It's every Wednesday, 12 noon. We'll bring a lot of information about what's going on, but primarily look for what is good and everything. And Miss Noel has some more good about spring for us. Go on, Miss Noel.
Well, let me see what else might be of interest to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
The birds return
Yeah.
from the south. And another thing that's good, whether you're interested or not,
Yes.
is that we have more fruits and vegetables and, of course, flowers. Springtime, that season of spring has some of the most beautiful flowers of the year.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous. Now, what's your favorite time of the year?
Unfortunately, my favorite time is autumn.
Well, that's
Fall.
my favorite time. I
Yeah.
love the fall.
And there's one song about autumn. I always love
Autumn
that.
leaves.
Yeah. I always
Begin to
love
fall.
that. Yes. You know?
But now, I think spring is beautiful,
Mhm.
but I love the fall. There's a different fragrance in the air in the
Yeah.
fall time. It just feels so good. And
Now,
of course, we're ready for it after the heat.
yeah. Now, talking about fragrance, how about pollen? Do you have any information for us on pollen? And how
I
to
just
deal
know
with
it's a bitch. That's all I know. And everything turns green. And whites turn green, blacks turn green, cars turn green.
Everything is green in the season of growing.
And you don't do
Yeah.
your spring cleaning till after the pollen's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's one thing though. Some years is really, really bad,
Oh, yeah.
and some years is very light.
But now, this year,
Mhm.
we all have to wear a mask.
That would help.
So if you wear your mask
Mhm.
when you go out,
Mhm.
pollen's not going to bother you as
Yeah.
much.
So that's one benefit of masks. So maybe mask will stay a little longer.
See, there's a
Yeah.
good in mask.
Yeah, that's good. So they go to mask.
You
Yeah.
found a good.
Yeah.
And so you put your mask on,
Mhm.
put your glasses on to protect your eyes.
Mhm.
Won't bother. The pollen won't bother you.
And for those who are really,
God,
really
I'm so
sensitive,
smart.
yeah, for those who are really very sensitive to pollen, also washing your hands, also have washing your face, to wash it in, and then also you have some of these over-the-counter medications that
Oh,
will
yeah,
help
there's all
you,
kinds of stuff.
fight spraying.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what else you got for us?
I think that about covers it. Well, here's something interesting.
Yes.
I know everybody's going to be thrilled with this news. When it is spring here in the northern hemisphere,
Mhm.
it is autumn in the southern hemisphere.
Wow. So it's completely opposite.
Like right now, Australia is going into their winter.
Mm.
And did you hear about their floods down there?
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
really been bad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, very bad.
Yeah.
But it's just the opposite.
So if you want to see 2 autumns in 1 year, so you just have a plan your schedule
Right.
so that
Oh,
you be
that's
in
a good idea.
Yeah, so you be in Australia now,
Right.
and then you plan when it's fall in the US, you also come. Actually, you can even schedule your way, so because there's going to be some point on the
Right.
surface of the earth
All right. Now tell me
where it's
this.
always fall. Yes.
Show me this, Joe.
Mhm.
How would it be in Nigeria now at this time of year?
Okay, this springtime it's going to be hot, because
really?
yeah, really, you're probably going to just say that summer already started, because it's going to be hot. I should have probably looked up the temperature right now. I can tell you what the temperature is.
Oh,
right
and what
now.
about England?
Yeah, England is still a little bit.
Is it real rainy?
Well, not. You have more rain in the fall time, So, but you still have a little bit of rain, a little bit of clouds, right now.
For those of you who don't know, Joe used to live in England.
Yeah, I was there for a minute. Yeah, I was there for a minute.
He was there for over a year.
Yeah, I was there for a minute.
And his brother lives in England.
Yeah, I actually have family in England.
And England is a beautiful Beautiful country.
Yes, beautiful country. We talked about that in one of our podcasts, and even now, with Megan and
Oh, Meghan and Harry.
Harry's interview, it's still a lot of talk. It's still a huge topic over in British media, and I saw yesterday that the palace, that's the monarchy in England, are open to actually hiring a diversity czar.
A what?
A diversity czar. Somebody who's an expert in diversity, so bring different cultures together.
Are you talking about a press agent?
No, not a press agent. It's going to be somebody who has specialists in bringing different cultures together. Because I think the palace is leaning towards examining some of those issues that came up in that conversation. Because one thing that leads to misunderstanding sometimes is when one side does not really understand the other side, where the other side is coming from. So I think that's
I'm going to do an eye roll.
Eye roll is good. There's nothing wrong with that, So, there's nothing wrong with that,
Well, but I mean,
Yeah.
English and Americans have been like this for hundreds of years, and that we don't understand each other is a little bit ridiculous. I think a lot of this stuff has been manufactured deliberately.
No, but Ms. Do, you got to understand that we have a Yankee attitude. Like for example, I remember they were introducing somebody to the Queen of England.
Mm-hmm.
So now if they introduce you, so the customary thing to do is that you bow or you curtsy. So and this person there was a commentary running, and they said America don't bow. Americans don't bow.
Well, that's just a little bit of protocol.
Americans don't curtsy, So what I'm trying to say is that when you look in our cultures, you're going to see different differences, so
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
If you were introduced to the President of the United States,
Yeah.
would you stick out your hand to shake, or would that be against protocol?
No,
We're talking protocol.
No, that's natural,
No.
Yeah.
Might not want to shake hands with the president
Mhm.
because his Secret Service might not want you to do that.
Okay, well, here's the thing though. So then they will have to tell you prior to getting there.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
I was going to be introduced to the Queen,
Yeah.
they would tell me
Yeah.
prior to the introduction
Yeah.
how I react
Yeah.
to the introduction.
Yes.
That's just protocol
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Yeah. You're absolutely right on that. You're absolutely right. That's why I said in my summary that I believe that I don't believe that Meghan was given a full orientation on what to expect going into. That is an institution. That is an institution. I mean, just marrying, even here locally, for two people to marry. I mean, you're coming from two different backgrounds. Now he's coming from Royal Palace, and then she's coming from Hollywood. Those are very two extremes.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when she got over there
Mhm.
with the royals,
Mhm.
she wasn't Queen Bee anymore. She didn't get the attention she's used to getting in Hollywood.
No, she was getting too much attention. Yeah, that was the problem. She was getting too much attention. That was
From
the issue.
whom?
From the press, especially the paparazzis, the tabloids. They were constantly hounding her. And what they were trying to say was that she was not paying attention to her role as now a member of the British
royals.
Yeah. So that was the thing. But the thing is that it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. And especially for the fact that she wasn't properly taught. But anyway, we're going to talk a little bit. Our time is almost gone. We're going to talk a little bit about the stimulus package update, the PPP, what's going on with that. Also, if you have any questions, the number to call is 678-708-4567. Number to call is 678-708-4567. We're talking about spring today. We're talking about the stimulus package. We're talking about
The royals, apparently.
and the Royals also, the fallout from the interview with Oprah that came out a couple of weeks back is still hot topic, still on. All right. So on the stimulus package, it's still a lot of work. Please call your senators. Because right now the banks are saying they don't have any authorization to extend the PPP application beyond March 31st. So actually now a lot of banks have already shut down their PPP application portal. It's shut, it's gone. So please call the Congress, call the US Senate, let them extend application period for the PPP. There's still a lot of people who have not taken part of it, and since there's still a little bit of money left, let's extend the application deadline, let people apply, and if possible, people who didn't have a chance to apply for the first PPP in 2020, if there's any money left, let them open that up for people who did not or were not able to apply for that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I heard somebody say that that like on this payout they're doing now, that the adults get $1,400
Yes.
per person.
Yeah.
And then somebody said that children were getting $2,400. Is that true?
Well, that's not the payout. That's going to be the deductions. So that's going to be deducted. That's not a cash payout. That's the deduction that you get.
So they're gonna children is gonna get $1,400 just like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So the other one is going to be a deduction. And also one more thing about PPP: if you have not already applied for forgiveness of your first PPP, so that's the PPP you got last year, referred to as the first PPP, please go get a hold of your financial institution and begin the PPP loan forgiveness process. A lot of banks would send you an invitation to apply for the loan forgiveness. Some you have to push them up a little bit. Okay, here's the way to file for forgiveness. If you got $150,000 or less, you use the form 3508S. Form 3508S. If you got $50,000 or less, that money is forgiven, 100% gone. Now, if you got more than 50%, what you have to do, you have to make sure 60% of your loan is put into your payroll payment. So 60% has to be spent on payroll, and then the remaining 40% can go towards your operating expenses. If you're able to do that, then everything will be forgiven.
Have you? This is kind of off that a little bit, but
Yeah.
Have you heard any more about whether or not the student loans will be forgiven?
No.
How is that going?
No, I didn't hear about student loan, but they did put a kind of a temporary collection effort on those who are overdue, you know. So there's a temporary collection effort, hold on collection effort on that. But whether they're going to be forgiven or not, I have not heard anything about that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So do we have any questions, any comments? So if there's any time to take questions, this is a question before we go. Any more thing from you, Miss Snow?
No.
On Spring. Okay. So about your business. Last week you talked about your proof of concept, idea that you were working on.
Uh-huh.
You're painting on canvas.
Oh, painting on canvas.
Yes.
Oh, getting a grant for
Yes.
painting on canvas.
Yes.
Now I remember.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I would begin to know how to do that.
Okay, it's very easy. Okay, now this is a good information for a lot of people. You are trying to start a business, or you already started. You're not sure you started very well, because a lot of people didn't get the grant, didn't get the idea out, didn't get PPP because their businesses were not properly set up. There are a couple of different ways to start. You can either do it the old-fashioned way. You go to the library, find a book on it, and do it. Or you can go online, get information online. SBA is one place. SBA.gov to give you information on startup and things like that. Now, there's other places to go is your local chamber of commerce. Your local chamber of commerce. They have different programs for assistance for people who are starting a business or whatever, or you're looking at starting a business and so on and so forth. The other thing you can also do, you can also volunteer. Call up a business and say, look, this is what I'm thinking of doing. I'd like to volunteer, like for you for this note, like now. If you know a studio somewhere,
Mhm.
where they are doing that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yes. Call them up and say, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. I want to volunteer. You don't have to pay me. I want to do 2 hours
Right.
a week. I want to do 4 hours a week or wherever. And then
Kind
you
of
go
a
in
little
there.
apprenticeship like.
Yes. Yes. So you learn the ropes, you learn the experience, you learn what to do and what not to do. So that will put you into very good track.
Very good, Joe. I'm
Thank you.
proud of you. That was
Thank
really
you.
good.
Absolutely. That's the good. We're trying to find the good in everything.
Yeah.
So a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their businesses. Hey, here's an opportunity to start something new. You have an idea you've been thinking about, go do something about it. All right? Okay, so we're getting ready to sign off right now. So you've been watching The Good with Dr. Joe. It's a podcast. It's weekly, every Wednesday at 12 noon on Instagram. Now you can watch our old videos on YouTube. It's hashtag The Good with Dr. Joe. All right, Ms. No, you want to sign off out?
I'll say bye-bye for now. Hope to see you next Wednesday at noon. Bye-bye.
Take care of yourself. See you there.